Awesome. So we have some stories that I'd like to ask you as far as in the Marvel lore. And Roger's got a great question because this is something that I'll let Roger handle these questions and maybe you can feel this because a lot of people are Spider-Man fans.
Right.
Venom has just blown up the whole black suit issue. So Roger's a huge fan. I'm going to turn this over to Roger right now. So guys, this is very important if you want to talk about ASM.
Yeah. People that are fans of this channel know that I'm a newer collector.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I didn't read older comic books, so like my wheelhouse is the Spider-Mans and the X-Men's of the 80s and 90s and stuff that nostalgia. Like, so my first book of my PC is an ASM 300 that is a 9.8, and since then, like my logo on our design is me as an ASM 300. So now I've gone out and I'm collecting all the first black suits, or what they consider the first black suits, at 9.8, so that I have a part of my collection. Okay, so obviously when you look at the labels of CGC, which is really a product of what people say they should put on the labels. And the Marvel Team Up 141 and the 252 are tied for the black suit.
Amazing Spider-Man 252.
252 are tied for the black suit.
Right.
But this came out before that with the concept art. Yes. So what do you consider to be the first published appearance of the black suit?
I'd have to say Marvel Age was.
Yes.
Even though they colored it wrong.
They did. Oh boy, here we go.
Because the thing is, Mike Zeck designed this 8 months before the 252 came out. Mike Zeck was the designer.
Okay.
I called him. I said, I want you to design a black suit for Spider-Man. He says, well, what do you want?
Right.
And I said, black suit. You're Mike Zeck. Figure it out. You know, and he said, well, do you want me to show you sketches? I said, you're Mike Zeck. It'll be fun. Just do it. Just do it. He did exactly one design. It's the design everybody knows.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and he had always planned that it'd be black and white.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, and then when they wanted to run the thing in Marvel Age, I guess nobody checked with the editor or me, and so they colored the white part red.
Okay.
Okay.
And so it's wrong in Marvel Age.
Yeah. No way.
But technically that was the first time anyone ever saw it.
Right.
And then I guess 252 probably came out a week before the team up.
The team up, right.
Yeah, and so I guess 252. So a lot of people think because Ron Friends drew 252,
correct,
that he designed the costume.
Yeah.
No, Mike Zeck designed it 8 months before that.
Yes.
But but the first time his drawing of it appeared in print.
Yes.
Was Secret Wars #8, which came out like
Secret Wars #8. Yes.
Yeah, because 252 came out in January.
Yeah.
Secret Wars 8 came out in August.
Right.
So a lot of people thought that maybe that the friends had designed it. Another thing is that when you design a character, you do what's called a turnaround.
Okay.
Front shot, side shot, back shot.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. For the model sheet.
Yes.
Now Mike just drew the drawing. He didn't do the turnaround.
Yeah.
And so the editor, I think, was Tom DeFalco, because I always had an editor, even if I was editor-in-chief. But if I was writing something, I always wanted a second pair of eyes.
Really?
So DeFalco was going to be the editor. So I guess DeFalco thought, hey, we don't have a turnaround for this character. And so he asked Rick Leonardi to do the turnaround.
Wow.
Front, back, side.
Yep.
And which Mike Zeck had never done. And so some people therefore think that maybe Rick Leonardi designed it.
Right.
Years later, I asked Mike. I said, when Rick did the turnaround, I said, did he get it right? He said, you got it perfect.
Okay. All right, there you go.
And I said, all right, well, I'm glad it came out all right because it caused all the confusion.
Yeah, right. But it was Mike Zeck, though.
It was definitely
Mike Zeck.
Yeah, because it's it's that whole. What's the first black suit? I mean, even to the fact that Spectacular Spider-Man was the first time he had the black suit on the label. Like everybody's chasing after those books, and I'm chasing after those books. And I'm just because I knew you were involved. I'm like, I would love to know what he considers the first.
Well, let me tell you something else interesting about that. Okay, so when I decided, I was the editor-in-chief. I get to decide.
Yes, you decide.
So when I decided we were going to do the black suit, I went to the PR department, a lady named Pam Rutt, director of PR. And I said, Pam, we're going to change Spider-Man's costume. Maybe you should do a press release.
Yes.
And she said, and I quote, no one will care.
Really?
That's what she said.
No way. Oh, my God.
So anyway, I just went ahead with my business, and the black suit comes out. That the day that 252 hit the stands, my phone's ringing off.
Really? Oh my God!
All three wire services: the Daily News, the New York Post, the New York Times, the Cleveland Plain Dealer,
Yes.
LA Times,
Right.
Miami Herald, and a bunch of other players. And also radio stations, TV stations. Everybody's
oh my
calling.
God. And they're calling for you. They want you.
Well, they want me to tell
you're
them
the
about
boss.
the black suit.
Yes.
So I go down to the hall to Pam Rutt's office, and I said, Pam, people care.
People told you they would care.
And so they had to scramble like crazy to get press releases out and pretend like they planned it all along.
Yes, right. Oh my God.
So that day I'm feeling pretty smug,
Yeah, right.
But then I get a call from the head of domestic licensing, and it was a conference call with the head of international licensing.
Yep.
And they're screaming at me. They said, "You idiot. We have the red and blue costumes licensed all over the world.
Yes.
And you changed it?"
Oh my God.
And I said, "Well, a guy can have more than one suit of clothes."
Yes, right. Okay.
I said, "Number two," I said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right."
It's gonna be
And
okay.
so
Don't worry about it.
they're screaming at me.
Yeah.
And so, but later that day, they start getting calls from
Yeah.
licensees all over the world who
Really?
already had the red and blue, and they wanted the black one too.
No way.
I doubled their business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Accidentally,
God.
but I doubled
Yes,
their business.
yes, right.
And so it was so successful, and no, people don't know this. It was so successful, it was doing so well, generating so much revenue, that the president of the company decided they were going to change the company stationery,
Yeah.
which always used to have the red and blue
Yes, I have
on it.
it. Yes.
And they changed it so everybody's stationery had the black Spider-Man.
Get out of here.
I have in my show and tell, which I'll have at the convention tomorrow, I have one of the business cards
Yeah, with
with
that
the
on it?
black Spider-Man.
Really? Oh,
And
that's
so,
fantastic.
so for a couple of years, everybody had the black Spider-Man. Was the
And
company?
obviously, that's when they decided to change the little box in the corner
Yes,
as well. to
yes,
Black
yes,
Spider-Man.
yes,
Oh my God.
yeah, because it worked out so better than anybody expected, especially me.
No, no, my
Even
God.
to this
right?
day.
Yes.
To
And
this
it's
day.
still around. I mean,
Yes.
what a design! It's still around.
It's still
Yeah.
around. And
And if
it's
you go to a
iconic.
convention, you see those T-shirts all the
Yes. And then the kids dressing up, and it's sort of
Yeah.
like,